Kendleton, Texas is one of the first freedmen's towns in the state. It was founded in the 1860s by formerly enslaved Texans. They purchased the land from a plantation owner named William Kendall. They went on to build a small yet thriving community. A dedication ceremony will honor their sacrifices and successes with the African American Heritage Monument and the park. Joining us with details, Bend County Precinct 4 Commissioner Dexter L. McCoy and Vanessa Reed, the Executive Director of the African American Memorial Conservancy. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, Dexter, just a little bit about you. You're one of those people who sometimes what we have a tendency to do is pigeonhole you. Because of how you were born into this world and the conditions, we think that's all that you will ever rise to. Yeah. You've risen to much more.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Share with us some of your background.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in a small town in Louisiana, not unlike Kendelton, where the start of my grandparents' driveway was the end of our city limits. So, didn't have access to internet, water systems, all that for the longest time. When my mom graduated from college,
which is cool that you just said that because she was a teenage mom.
Yeah,
right?
My mom was 15 when she had me, but when she graduated from college, we moved here to Houston and learned about all the rich diversity that this world has to offer.
And opportunities.
And opportunity,
right.
That's right.
You graduated from William B. Travis High School, so say good morning to all the people who are looking.
Good morning, Travis.
All right, you are the youngest elected commissioner in Fort Bend history. You were elected at 31 years old.
That's right.
What made you decide to run for office?
Well, looking at my community, where I grew up, and when I had the blessing to go to school on the East Coast, worked in the Obama administration, got to see the world. But when I came back home, my community looked a lot like it did when I left. Meanwhile, all of these new communities are popping up, getting great services, but I believe that everyone deserves to have access to opportunity. And so seeing that deficit, I decided to put my name on the ballot and do something about it.
And here you are. All right. You helped to spearhead the vision for the African American Heritage Monument and Park. When we talk about freedmen's towns, let's first explain to people who might not know what a freedmen's town is, Vanessa.
It was, when the freed slaves, that was where they settled. And so in terms of creating community and townships in the areas where they were. So some individuals were afforded the opportunity to purchase land if they had, amenable plantation owners.
Yeah, because that was tough to do back then.
And so, just from the aspect of what is all represented in that area of Kendelton, and especially because of the contributions of the African Americans that settled there.
Yeah, because at that time too, segregation was the law of the land.
Yes.
So what it did was it gave them community, which they didn't necessarily have on a plantation. There was a form of community on a plantation, but this was a different form of community and independence, and that was all so very much important. All right, it was a chance to thrive in society, set up their own business districts, their own economies, and the whole bit. All right, you are the Executive Director of the African American Memorial Conservancy. Tell us what the Conservancy does and why this is critical to maintaining this history.
So, especially given the times that we're living in, the 501c3 was set up so that we could promote, preserve, and sustain the monument itself. So we're actually retelling the stories of those individuals that came before us. We often talk about standing on the shoulders of giants. And truly, to have myself and Dexter sitting here today, or Commissioner McCoy, I forget.
She watching you grow up in church.
Commissioner McCoy,
so, have us here sitting here today, and some of the things that we've experienced in our lifetime, but for those folks that they started it all. And so we're here to continue the effort and to continue to fight for opportunities for the future generation.
Yeah, so the design and development was collaboration with Heinz Design Studio. It includes 95 faceted monument panels, and those panels were signed by some of the family members and community members.
That's right. I mean, just to back up, when you talk about the consequential history of African Americans in this region, buried in this site where we're building this monument is the first black state representative in the entire state of Texas. The first black sheriff in the whole United States came from Fort Bend County, but we didn't know a lot of this history. I grew up in Fort Bend, didn't know a lot of this history until 2018, when the remains of the 95 individuals who were victims of convict labor and leasing were unearthed. And so that's kind of how all of this project was birthed. And there are folks from whom dignity was stolen, and we know that it's our responsibility to restore that dignity to them, and our hope is that it doesn't just stop there, but that people have the conversation about how do we restore dignity to those people who are still living today.
Yeah, you know what it's like to be in a marginalized community, how important it is for young people to see this history.
That's right, it is.
Yes.
It's vitally important because you realize just how much you're worth and what your value is and what is possible for you.
All right, tell us about the celebration that people can take part in.
Wow, okay, it's so exciting. It's coming up really fast, October 25th, 10 a.m., Bates Allen Park. We're going to dedicate the monument itself, talk a little bit about what's happening at the monument now, and then what the future of the monument is. We plan to add an indoor learning center, and so we're inviting everybody to come out, hear about what's going on in Kendleton, Texas, and also to be a part of it.
Yeah, how can the public help in preserving this history?
So,
Money, 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 money.
exactly. You know, we often talk about, our freedoms, but freedom isn't free. And so somebody has to pay the cost. Some people pay with their lives. Now we're at a point where we can invest resources, our finances, our talents, our gifts. And so definitely reach out to us. You can reach us at info@africanamericanmc.org, or you can email me directly at ed@africanamericanmc.org. But definitely, I want to see your face in the place, October 25th, out in Kendleton,
And here's the
Texas.
thing: we oftentimes talk about Houston being the most diverse
yes.
city in the country, but Fort Bend is one of the most diverse counties in the country.
right.
And so we all have a shared history.
That's
And when
exactly
you know
right.
somebody else's history, that's what creates community. You know it and you appreciate.
1000%.
That's what creates community. Thank you two very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right, and I just love that you fit Dexter.
Yes.
You got your bow
We
tie,
try.
you got your glasses, you're looking smart, my young man here. All right, Commissioner. All right, the dedication ceremony for the African American Heritage Monument and Park happens on Saturday, as she mentioned, October 25th at 10 a.m. in Kendelton, Texas. For more information on that and the African American Memorial Conservancy, visit greatdayhouston.com and we'll connect you. This is kind of a great way to have your history book come to life.